Hello, we're now in part 6 of lesson 4. Okay, so for this example number 2, we'll do the other method. Okay, so if you're not used with the step-by-step method, just like the last example, how about if we try to solve it intuitively? Or in other words, we'll try to graph it at the same time, uh, solve the elements. Okay, so let's go to our next slide. Okay, so this is the given. So we have quantity of x plus 1 squared over 9 plus quantity of y minus 1 squared over 25 equals 1. So let's go to the board. Okay, so we have now the given here. So in this method, so we need to be very, let's say, imaginative. Okay, so sometimes instead of the step-by-step process, for some the step-by-step process works, but for other students or other learners or other people, step-by-step process do not work. So let's try the intuitive part. Okay, so for the intuitive part, we still need to solve for the A, the B, and of course the C. So it's very obvious that the A is always the greater number. Okay, yeah, it comes from the greater number. So in this scenario, we have 25 as the greatest number here. So A will be, let's try to write here, A will be, I'll just put it here. A is just the square root of 25, which is 5. Okay, and B is the smaller number, which is 9 here. Okay, so it's here. So we just type the square root of 9 is 3. So B equals 3. And now for C, so C is just equal to the square root of A squared minus B squared. Okay, so sige, I'll just write na lang para mas makita. Okay, so to be very clear. Okay, so C equals square root of A squared, which is 25 minus 9. And this will give us square root of 16. Am I right? Yeah, square root of 16. And square root of 16 is just 4. Okay, so this is 4. So we can type here 4. Okay, so we can erase here and try to create a graph. Obviously, we can also see that the center is simply, so this is plus 1, so negative 1. This is minus 1, so positive 1. So we have the center, I'm typing it here, being negative 1 and positive 1. We can graph already. Okay, so using our data here, so for the first graph, we have the center. Center is negative 1, positive 1. So negative 1 going to the left and positive 1 going up. So it's kind of here. So negative here, then positive 1. So that is our center. Okay, now, what will be the orientation? So the orientation will always depend on the larger constant. Okay, so our largest constant here is 25, the denominator with the largest constant, and it's located at y and 1, which is y and k, and y and k is always vertical. Hence, the major axis is vertical. So we will add to the vertical part or move vertically by 5. So either going upward and downward. So we have plus 5. So move 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this will be our vertex 1. Okay, then going downward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is P2. Okay, so that will be our major axis. Okay, so the line segment going through the center. Then for the okay, sa covariance, so it's left and right, and again starting from the center. So it's 3. So plus 3 minus 3. Going to the left, going to the right by 3. So right sata. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is our V3, and V4 would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's here. This is V4, sorry, V4. Okay, then how about the directrices? So directrices, so we need some intervention here by we need to solve, of course, because it's an equation. So we just need to remember that it's always a squared over c. So plus a squared plus minus a squared over c. So we have take note that the ellipse is vertical. So we have y equals k. What is our k? K is, yes, it's 1. 1 plus minus a squared is 25 over c is 4. Okay, so we will have two answers. So we have y equals, we have 1 plus 25 over 4, 1 plus 25 over 4, which is 7.25. Okay, just simply use the calculator. And we also have 7.25, and we also have y. Again, there are two directrices. Minus 1 minus 25 over 4. So the answer is 5.25. Negative 5.25. Negative 5.25. So just check it in your calculators. Solve these two. 1 plus 25 over 4 and 1 minus 25 over 4. Okay, so let's graph. So by graphing this, we have 7.25. So let's count from the origin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.25. So it's somewhere here. Okay, somewhere. I'll just use color red. Okay, somewhere here. 7.25. Okay, and negative 5.25 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.25 somewhere. Okay, so why did I count in the y-axis? It's y-axis again. It's because the our equation is y equals. Okay, so count in the y-axis. If it's x equals, count in the x-axis. Okay, then let's graph. Wait, it's kind of here. So it's a line. So it's a line that passes through these values of y. Okay, so that these are our directrices. Okay, so I have also typed the vertices and the co-vertices here. So how did we know that this is the vertices? We just need to locate. Okay, so in your high school, I hope that you know how to locate the points. Okay, so v1 is negative 1, then 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's here. Negative 1, 6. Then negative 1, 4. So negative 1, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's here. Then 2, 1, and 4, 1. Then next we need to solve the foci. So we need to solve the foci because we need to find the latera recta. Okay, so the foci is just plus 4. Okay, and if the it's plus 4 here because our c is 4, so plus c plus 4. So and if it's vertical, the orientation is vertical, so we will add vertically. So we will move vertically. Okay, so plus 4. So from the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try to 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's here. This is F1, and F2 is just 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's here. And this is, sorry, F2. I'll try to type F1 and F2. Okay, so by the way, correction for V2, it's negative 4. So it's negative 4 because it's going down. So we have our F1 and F2. So F1 is just negative 1. Then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's F1, negative 1, 5. F2 is negative 1. Then 1, 2, 3. So it's negative 3. Okay, so we can now find or look for the endpoints of the latera recta. So how? Just remember the value that we need to add. It's actually b squared over a, plus minus. Okay. So we will always depend on f1 and f2. So again, if it's vertical, our lateral recta will be horizontal, so it's moving left and right. Okay, so b squared is 9 over a is 5, so we have plus minus 9, plus minus sorry, it's 9, 9 over a is 5. Okay, or what is 9 over 5? 9 over 5 is just 1.8. Okay, so we're going to move 1.8 left and right. Okay, so 1.8, I'll use red. 1.8 from the focus, from the focus. So F1, so 1.8 would be somewhere here. Okay, then to the left, so 1.8 would be somewhere also here. So that will be our L1 and L2. L1, L2. Okay, and L3 and L4. So okay, so it's 1, then somewhere here, and 1, then somewhere here, 0.8. Okay, so this will be L3 and L4. Okay, so we can actually now trace. Just trace the V's and the L's. Again, do not forget, just trace the V's and the L's. Okay, so trace it here, then here from V4, then L4, then here, and okay, so sorry, it's got kind of, so that's the ellipse. Okay, somehow it is okay. Now regarding the latus recta, the major axis, it's actually this one here, it's this here. That's the major axis, and here is the minor axis. And if you try to count or get the length, so the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is true because this is our A. A is 5 times 2, that's 10. And for our B, so 3 times 2 should be 6, so this should be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6. Okay, so that is the graph of our ellipse using intuition or intuitive way. So this kind of method needs practice. Okay, so for example, you're not familiar yet with the elements, so you also need to practice the step-by-step method. Okay, so let's just try to type the L1 here. L1 is actually this is 0.8, diba? So 0.8, so this is 0.8. So 0.8, and our F1 is 5. Okay, then L2 is this is negative 1, negative 2, and this is negative 2.8. We have 5. And then it's just copy paste. Okay, for L3 and L4. So why did I say copy paste? It's just the same. It's 0.8, negative 2.8. The difference is we use F2's K part. So this is negative 3. Okay, because this is negative 3 here. And we have here negative 3 also. Okay, so that's it. We're done with the second method.